to the Norwegian flight of 80.
Parking 2, traverse la 25, numéro presque 1, le vent 222 12 000, c'est pas droite pour les atterrissages. Un atterrissage 25 pour atterrissage 45.
200 minimums.
Continue.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Sorti de sa position très inconfortable, le nez à moitié englouti dans le lagon de Tahiti. Il n'aura fallu que 4h30 aux techniciens d'Airfrance pour remettre l'appareil au sec. Les 250 tonnes de l'avion et les 10 tonnes d'eau de mer qui ont pénétré dans les soutes avant ont été soulevées par la seule grue disponible sur place. Le train avant, complètement enfoncé, a été remplacé par un chariot. On a pu ainsi le déplacer assez facilement jusqu'au parking, où il sera réparé. Durée des travaux, 3 à 6 mois. Rappelons que cet accident très spectaculaire n'a fait que 3 blessés légers. C'est peut-être un problème de réacteur qui en est la cause.
Okay, so here's what happened. As the aircraft was attempting to land in Tahiti in 1993, February, the pilot was coming up short on the runway. And when you do that, there's an auto throttle response which spools up the engines for a go-around. Pilot attempted to cancel this automatic feature, but he missed out on one engine. And that engine was this engine, which caused the aircraft to spin to the right and end up in the water. So he had 3 engines in full reverse and 1 engine full forward. So this is a very cool picture. So these are trucks that are pulling it out. And then they set up a scaffolding to do the repair at the airport. I think they brought in parts using the AN-124 Russian aircraft cargo plane. Here's some pictures of them doing the repairs. Here's the damage. This is the repaired aircraft. So you can see the nose area was repaired and it was placed back into service. And it did another 18 years after that. And then it's actually the first aircraft that has a designation for being the first 747-400 to be scrapped. And here's a picture of that. So it is no longer in service. Okay, so let's talk about the model a little bit. So, I've been collecting diecast aircraft for over 30 years. And started with, let's just say, the Shabak 1/600 scale aircraft. And, you know, they were pretty cool for the day. Let me show you that. So yeah, these are the Shabak aircraft. this one, I don't even think this one's even ever been open. Let's see here. Oh yeah, it's been open, I think. Yeah, definitely. So, so it used to come wrapped up in this paper. Oh, definitely much nicer. But what happens to them over time is the decals begin to yellow. Yes, it was before they would do pad printing. And it's not too good looking. But there is a process you can do to kind of get them cleaned up a bit. But, pretty cool for what they represented at the time. And yeah, this is a 200, I think. Talk about Starjets. So, Starjets are a favorite of mine for a couple reasons. First of all, the weight of them is pretty good. So as you hold it in your hand, they're fairly balanced, and you don't feel like it's going to fall out of your hand, or it's going to, break, or something like that. The Metal Gear has a full metal landing gear assembly, very strong. And yeah, sort of rolls a little bit. Another feature I like a lot about these is how they did the modeling on the back end of the engine. I find it to be pretty good and pretty accurate. Let's see. Another thing that looks good is the printing of these headlights. And from a distance, this is overly done, and on close inspection, the fan blades are a little oversized and don't look quite right. But as you look at it far away, it sort of works. So it's one of those details that, I don't mind. Another cool feature about these planes is they always do some pad printing on them. Let's see if we can see. I don't know if we're going to be able to see that because the camera's in autofocus. But those red little marks says cut here in case of emergency. I think those were like, points that the fire brigade could penetrate the hull and spray water into the aircraft in case of a fire. But there's actually legible. So it says cut here in an emergency. The same on the wings. You don't usually see this. Just a printing that says, not a step. I think that's pretty cool. Let's see, what else can I say? One of the downsides is, this little extra manufacturing piece kind of throws it off. And, another cool feature, of course, is the registration, the history. Just Google the stuff and you'll find out a lot of information about this aircraft. So yeah, I collect everything. So I've collected almost all these diecast aircraft. So yeah, I kind of appreciate, this brand even a little bit better than Phoenix. In Phoenix, you get beautiful detailing. It's so nice. And, you're really afraid to hold it and touch it. Because it's so, you have the little fins are protruding. You're like, you're going to break something. You hold it in your hand and it's heavy. And you feel like it's going to fall, and you're going to just break something. So, this still has a, good handheld form factor, that you're not afraid to hold it. Here's a quarter for some scale. So, it is plenty small. So here's an example of a 4-color Tambo printer or pad printer. So those are silicone pads that are transferring the inked
Frodo und seine
image
Freunde aus Der Herr der Ringe werden via Tampondruck auf das Modell gebracht.
from an etched metal photo plate.
Farben und hochpräzise Technik sind für ein optimales Druckergebnis.
Obviously this is a 1/200 scale aircraft, but the process is the same for these small ones. There are also printers that were used on ballpoint pens.
Auch an unseren Flügeln wieder Hand angelegt. Jedes Teil wird per Hand in der hauseigenen
Leave links in the description for how you can buy these. You know, like and subscribe if you like what you see and you want to see more of this. I have no idea how many of these die-cast aircraft I have. I also collect trains of multiple scales and planes in multiple scales. Literally there's probably thousands, if not, in the hundreds on, certain things. Or, I just lost track after 30 years of collecting this stuff. If my wife knew what was probably expended on these, she would divorce me or kill me. But, so like and subscribe, save my life, save my marriage. Also leave links to how you can buy these things and where you can get them. They do come with a warning, that, they are addictive. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Okay, yeah. You guys are going to ask, so I better mention. So that was an extra LED light I added to add the strobing light effect. It's an idea I've had for a long time, and electronics are getting small enough to do this. So I'd like to build like full avionics lighting for like a 500 scale aircraft or 400 scale aircraft. I think it's possible. We're there. You probably have to open this up and hollow out some stuff, and it's probably better to do with a cheaper plastic model. I think it's more impressive than with the metal models. But yeah, I'll keep you updated on that, and maybe you guys can encourage me to do that. All right. Well, thank you.